about our free Better Strength, Better Balance exercise program funded by the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. Hello, Public Health Agency, can I help you?
Yes, this is Gary Thompson calling. I'm looking up at the Ottawa Public Health, their naloxone protocol. Hello?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, it's up on your webpage, all the signs the person's comatose, hypoventilatory, cyanotic, Cheyne-Stokes. Yeah, all the signs of respiratory emergency. Then the instructions are call 911, administer naloxone, and then it says I give rescue breathing, chest compressions only, or CPR. No. And if you're an RN, you know it's stabilize the patient first with rescue breathing, then give naloxone, then continue rescue breathing. Because the patient's alive by all the signs that are published up on the website, the public health website. Comatose, labored breathing. Right?
So what's your question?
My question is, why does public health, why is the taxpayer not screaming? Because the wrong instructions are up there. You empower, this is all across the country, millions of people, all those signs, and to do that, they eagerly follow.
So I would need to open the guideline and look it up, okay? So
Yeah.
save a life, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do in case of an overdose, okay?
Right.
First of all, shout their name and shake their shoulders, okay? That's
Yeah.
part of the CPR. You always do that. Call 911 right away if a person is unresponsive. When you get trained for CPR, that's what they tell you to do, okay? So give naloxone, one spray into each nostril or inject one vial of ampule into the arm of the leg. Then you do one rescue breathing or chest compression. That's part of the CPR, right? When you take CPR, that's how they train you. So is it working after 2-3 minutes? If not, then you repeat step 3. Again, give another spray or another 1 cc of ampoule into the arm of the leg, and then stay with them until the paramedics come. So if the person begins breathing on their own and you have to leave the person at any time, you just put them on their side. The recovery person, but usually you should never leave the person. So the recovery help keep the person airway open so they can breathe. So, and just in case that they vomit or spit. So this is all part of the response when, like, you know, you find someone and they're unresponsive. So you need to put the spray because you know that it's an overdose. So if you wouldn't know if it's an overdose, like, you know, you wouldn't do those naloxone. But if someone's there beside you and he says, oh my God, he had all the symptoms of an overdose before and everything, and then he just went down. So whatever you read, this is all about CPR. So if you ever do CPR training, that's what they would tell you to do. So.
Ma'am, what's your name again?
Diane.
Diane? No. It's first aid. It has nothing to do with CPR. That's a whole different... People keep confusing CPR with first aid. First aid is rescue breathing only for a respiratory emergency.
Yeah, but we're not talking about first aid there. We're talking about a patient that is unresponsive.
That's right.
He's not like he's unconscious.
That's right, comatose. Hypoventilatory, shallow breathing. Cyanotic, right? Oxygen deprivation.
You know the best person you need to talk to is the paramedics. I'll give you the phone number. You speak with the paramedics, okay? And they'll tell you the difference between first aid and definitely when you find someone comatose. Just stay there. I'll find you the extension and like
Diane, I'm published in the 2015 AHA and ILCOR guidelines.
Okay.
In many places. I'm published in Emergency Medicine News, the British Medical Journal. There is nowhere in medicine that tells you what's up on your public health website. There's nowhere in medicine that'll tell you to do that. EMS runs across 1,000 respiratory emergency patients before they ever run into a cardiac arrest. And chest, the heart, I'm the only moderated comment up on the Heart and Stroke Foundation about it. They know it's wrong. EMS is showing up to calls on a regular basis because people have been trained the wrong thing and are giving chest compressions to people who are alive and oxygen deprived. That little image that you've got up there, you know, the 5 steps, go 911, then nasal naloxone, and then it shows a guy, it's chest compressions. You don't see any rescue breathing, and then you see a guy listening for breaths. Well, the most important part in a respiratory emergency is oxygen. You have to stabilize the patient first with oxygen, right? Because their blood chemistry is gone.
I know the picture doesn't show to the rescue. It's just there beside the face, definitely. But it does say perform rescue breathing. So, you know, the only thing I can say to you is if you don't want to talk to the paramedic, send us an email. And then we'll distribute the email to the people who is responsible for the who handles all the naloxone and the overdose for their review and for them to talk to you. No issue at all. So you have an opinion, and your opinion should be heard.
It's not my opinion. There's a million. I know. I've already talked to them. I've been trying to stop it since 2011. There's 1,000 doctors. We went to the legislature when Kathleen Wynne was premier and told her to stop doing it because non-drug overdoses are dying. You teach the person that all the signs the person's alive and deny rescue breathing to a hypoxic patient, they die. The person's hypoxic. He's blue. He's, you know, his Glasgow. That's right. Without, because naloxone doesn't always work, and the signs of overdose mimic any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. Parents are committing suicide after they find out they killed their own children. We had a shooter down in the Danforth in Toronto, shot 13 people because his brothers left with permanent brain damage, oxygen deprivation. Somebody they gave him chest compressions instead of rescue breathing, which put him into trauma. It's causing post-traumatic stress with the police department, EMS, and fire because they're showing up to the calls.
And you spoke with the paramedics and you spoke with everyone that you needed to speak to.
And everywhere. The executive director at Health Canada got canned in January 2019 for whistleblowing. There was a coroner's inquest that ended December 20th, 2018. Jury's verdict was, do not deny rescue breathing from anyone. A man named Sean Court, he's the Director of Policy for the Ministry of Health, Ontario, on the stand being questioned by the lawyers. His response was, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I want my lawyers. Go ask Eric Hoskins. Jury goes, that man's guilty. Dr. Aaron Orkin, he's the co-author of the 2015 AHA guidelines, said rescue breathing is the most important part. It saves lives. You have to do that. Because if their heart's beating, you don't want to be pushing on their chest. And when I took I've taken the training many times at different locations, they tell you to push right to the floorboards. Sheesh. And a lot of places say start with chest compressions.
I hear you. So rescue breathing, I know it's there. The picture's not there. Maybe the picture is just listening to the breath. The picture is there. The sentence is there to do the rescue breathing. Like, you know, if you want to do something and you want something to be changed or anything, and like, you know, give your opinion, just send us an email to help@ottawa.ca, and we will transmit that email to the person who wrote
the protocol. Your medical officer of health. It'd be your medical officer of health.
Your name, your phone number, and they will call and have a discussion with you. No issue at all.
Diane, I've got emails and I've talked to them over the years.
Okay.
And I don't know why every doctor's not concerned. because doctors have respiratory emergencies. Comatose, car injury, an injury or illness, that puts you comatose. And you've got people going to be pounding on your beating heart. I've had to pull parents off giving their children chest compressions. Anaphylactic shock, choking.
Yeah, but these guidelines originate where? How do they get trained? How do we all get trained, the professional? We get trained by the paramedics. So, like, you know, they're trained. So who trains the paramedic to change all these guidelines? Like, you know, that's where
it comes down from the guidelines for the EMS come down from David Williams, the medical officer of health for the province.
Okay.
I've talked to him in person. He's like a stone cold killer, not a drop of emotion. He knows what he's doing is wrong. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Doug Ford, I tried to save the Premier's brother's life back in 2013. There was a rumor, there was a video of him smoking crack. So I went to public health. I says, I guess this live human study can't end until somebody kills the mayor if he has a stroke, diabetic coma, chokes on the extra gravy. Because if you smoke too much crack or drink too much, right, that's a respiratory emergency. Stimulant overdose is a respiratory emergency too. Your rapid breathing. Anyway, I don't know, Diane. It's nonsense, and I don't know.
You went to many sources and everything, so keep on going.
What about yourself, Diane? What about yourself?
If you want anything changed with Ottawa Public Health, that's the best way of doing it. So, like, you know, if you want to send us something, help something, we'll transfer it to these people, and they'll look at it, and definitely, and at least your opinion gets heard. So, like, you know, if they want to talk to you, provide your email address or whatever, or your phone number, and that's, like, you know, what you're saying, you can hear you're a very intelligent man. Definitely, like, you're very.
Well, no, like, you know, Diane.
But Diane. Change the guidelines. I didn't set those guidelines.
I know. So you should gang up on what's. No.
But you're trying to influence them.
That's right. Doris Grinspun. She's the CEO of the Registered Nurses Association, Ontario, at the legislature with my brother-in-law, who's an emergency physician, at the media room with Natalie Kusendova. She's an MPP from Mississauga. She's also an RN. And they're mentioning rescue breathing. The monograph that comes inside the package, no mention of rescue breathing. David Renwick, I've talked to him. He is the general manager of Adapt Pharma, the manufacturer of naloxone. He says it's David Williams, the medical officer of health, makes him put the wrong instructions in. Yeah, I know. It's nonsense. And it's causing.
Like, you know, I listen to you. Like,
yeah, I know. Well, you're an RN. You're. Well, no, Diane. Yeah, you're an RN. You're an RN, right? Yeah, well, that's good. At Gary, do you want to look it up? It's all up on my Twitter. At Gary CPR, GARY CPR, and you can share it around with your friends. At Gary CPR.
Thank you so much.
You have a great day, Diane. Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Intelligent man. He's not an intelligent man. He knew it at 5 years old. And so does everybody else. Eh? You know? Ottawa. Signs and symptoms of an overdose. Huh? Those signs prove you're alive. Could be any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. They need rescue breathing ASAP. Comatose. Not breathing very well. Pinpoint pupils. It all proves your heart's beating. Don't need to check for a pulse. Rescue breathing ASAP, or they're dying every second you're withholding rescue breathing. Ottawa Public Health and many health districts across this country. Top millions of people to do this. Some places say you start with chest compressions after 911. People eagerly follow orders. The majority of people in the morgue are non-drug overdoses. Your tax dollar going around teaching people how to murder everyone, and you all make yourself sick denying, because it's a breathing emergency. There's lots of breathing emergencies. Out of hospital cardiac arrest is a very rare event, and the signs are totally different. You're being mass murdered, and you're paying to teach millions of people how to kill you, and you say nothing.